Hey guys, Steve here, and I'm going to try and take you through a real-time video of changing out my garbage disposal. And the one I have in there currently is this Insinkerator Badger 5. Mine says Badger 5, this one says 500, so I'm assuming they're the same because they're both half horsepower. So let's start with the unboxing. And I'm going to put my reading glasses on because I need them. So, bought this from Home Depot a little while ago. And it was funny because they had one that you could tell had been opened and retaped, which I was not buying. And they had another one that had the side bashed in. And then they had this one. So, it comes with your whole, if you want to replace your sink drain, you'll need plumber's putty to do this. I probably won't do that because that'll make my video faster. How about that? And I don't know if you know it, but there are two different kinds of garbage disposals, basically. Two different kinds of garbage disposals. One is wired in with wire nuts inside the disposal, and the other one is when you have an outlet underneath your sink. So let's see what they include in here. Now I don't have an outlet under mine. Mine is wired in. So this is in case your disposal ever gets jammed. I don't know if anyone's shown you this before. You can stick this right in the bottom of it and turn it. So you might have something that it jams on and you need to back it up. So there you go. And then this is to replace the connection to the drain. So we'll put that over there. And a guy video that I watched had a good idea, which was to tape this tool, and he didn't say this, but I will say, to the front side of your disposal, so when it is, if it ever gets jammed, you can handle that. So I'm definitely going to use the new rubber because those get pretty grody, as you know. And then here's my bracket to fasten it on. And I don't know if you know about these, but because they have these round, you can put a screwdriver in there and that's how you loosen it. So now, like I said, mine is wired in, so it has this cover here, and I'm going to try and use the existing, well, I'm going to use the existing cable. I don't know how it will fasten to here because it's not just Romex with a tightening clamp. It's more a white line. I'll show you that in a second. So let's head down here. And sorry for the mess, but sometimes when you do these projects, you have to get a lot of stuff out from under there. And my dishwasher was full and I didn't reload it. So I got that going on too. So I'm just a normal human. Oh, my wife laughs. She doesn't think I'm a normal human. Okay, so there's all that. And I wish these cabinet doors opened a little. If they were more like some of the doors on vehicles, then they would swing open completely wide. So look, this looks almost exactly the same. So let's hope it's pretty quick and painless. Now that I've sat all the way down here, I forgot to bring my tools down. See, that's what she was talking about when she said I wasn't normal. And I bought this little tool bag because we're about to help my father-in-law move to Florida. So Husky makes these little tool bags where you can throw everything in it you need for the project. Oh, guess what? I haven't shut power off, and I didn't bring my mouse down here. So there you go. There's a little more against the normal. So I'm gonna pause
and get all my supplies.
Wait, she said that out loud? So I had to run downstairs and shut my breaker off, which I probably should have tested. So I'll at least test that out. Okay, breaker's off. Now my breaker was a 15 amp that went to my dishwasher and my disposal. So I know I'm going to need a flathead screwdriver, so that's what I'm searching for in real time right now. Okay, so I'm gonna undo the drain. And I recommend putting, I've got a aluminum cookie sheet under it. I didn't think a tub would fit, so and guess what? This one screws backwards because it's actually screwing up. So there you have it. That should. Oh, and guess what you don't want to do? Pour that in your drain up there, and then it'll run right back down here. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? So that's all right. We're gonna have to use that on the new fitting. That looks about the same. You get some interesting smells when you do this. And they're not pleasant. And it's funny because, like I said, I don't know if I said this, but I was thinking it. This is my second disposal that I've changed this year because we have a condo in St. Pete Beach. And that one went out too. So that's one disconnect, your drain. And here is my feed from my dishwasher. And I almost would like to change this at the same time because these things get pretty clogged up. And I wonder if they get clogged up from, my wife was telling me that the pods that have powder in them, okay, it's just going to flop around. So second thing undone. And then the third thing is power, which that might be the biggest problem I have with this whole thing, is how to reconnect that. Got to slide in a little more here. Apparently Captain America screwed this bolt in. And all it is a bolt into the cabinet floor. But it is tight. So maybe I won't have to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and just try and loosen this. I'll slide you a little to the side. Maybe you can see better. Sorry about the paper towel roll here. Let's get that out of the way too. And this was a cool thing I got on Amazon. It uses a glue strip, and they give you a backup glue strip to fasten it again to your cabinet if you need to. Looks like my screws are getting a little loose. No pun intended. So you put your screwdriver in this thing. Now, when this comes loose, you're going to get the full weight of the disposal. That sound like it broke loose hard? And what you can do is put your arm under it and hold it up, and then a little more water runs out. And then, like I said, the wiring on this one may be the issue. One reason. Well, there's a crescent wrench. Why don't we give that a go? Because they've got a hex head screw going into the floor, holding the wire completely immobile. Well, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. So that bolt holding the electrical into the floor there is pretty tight. Literally nothing I can get will fasten onto it. Maybe it's loosened now. Let's see. This is perhaps the most poorly designed screw, because every time you turn it with your flathead, the flathead jumps out. And ideally, it's probably a 1/4 inch, and I could just slap a 1/4 inch socket on it. But you know, sometimes you don't really have one of those available. And I was wrong. That's not a 1/4 inch. Literally, with this thing, every time you turn the screw, it pops out of the socket. I'd like to call it some bad names. And if you guys weren't here, I probably would be. That probably doesn't go along with Grace Party too much, but how long could they make this screw? Well, I can tell you what is not going to be going back in. Literally, the cabinet base is probably 1/2 inch to 3/4 MDF. I've already got 1 inch unscrewed. So there you go. quite literally used a 1.5 inch long screw. Because when you're going to use a crappy screw that's hard to get out, you might as well use a really long one. So on the bottom of the dishwasher, you have a plate which allows you to wire it in. See that little plate right there? And there's just a spin around screw. So loosen the screw and the plate quite possibly could spin around to give me access. I'm not going to reuse it, so just take it out, throw it there. Now, you have 3 wires. You have a black, a white, and then you have an earth ground. The earth ground is going to be the bare copper, and you'll have to get it around that screw. Sometimes it's good to have needle nose. So there's the black. And there's the white. And this is kind of an unusual adapter they have here. It looks like the plastic I'm sorry that the underside of my sink looks terrible. While I have this out, I should clean all that up. Use some 409 maybe. Okay, so there. And we got to pull these 3 wires, which they left us quite a bit extra. And then here's the old disposal. So, new disposal. Look at the gunk. I don't know if you can see that right there. The gunk where the dishwasher line came in. My goodness, that could be the place that clogs it up. So, flip it upside down. Phillips head screwdriver to loosen the plate. Let's try and this one on here. Tighten it back up. Now, there's your earth ground. So, pop it in. Now, it's probably going to be easier to get these wires over there if I curve them, if I loop them, so that they can then pop right out the hole. So that's screwed back on. The earth ground probably need a loop in the wire to get it to go around the earth ground. So I'm going to loop it. Tighten that up. And then trim it. Well, that screwdriver won't work. I'll try this one. Tightened. And we'll trim the excess. Then take our white wire. Now we're going to be, it's always good to throw your wire nut in water right before you use it. So we'll try and get that dried off as best we can. We're going to take our white, and I'm going to, okay, so I don't need gloves, and this one is binding on everything now. So, spiral them together. And you want to get the ends near each other, because that's what's really going to grip with the wire nut. Get it good and tight. And the black. Put them both up in the hole. It's still solid. Then we've got the ground, so earth ground is on. I'm going to loosen this, get it back over and tighten it up. So now the wires are reconnected, black to black, white to white, earth ground to frame. I honestly don't know how. Oh, this ring has a tab in it. So, have a look at this. It was on that way. So interesting, I don't know how that will fasten. But let's try and get that back on. Don't forget to reinstall your rubber. Sorry for that compressor noise. I have my compressor running down in the basement so that so that has to go on. This has to go on first. I honestly don't see how that can grip. So you got me on that one. And I can't seem to get it to go. So you've probably done these before and you know how to do it, but it's only my second. So now we have to get this nasty off here. And put it on here. And guess what? I wanted to put this on first. So first put the clamp, second put the, and hopefully I put that on the right direction. Loosely tighten that one until I get the other one. Then make sure it's in place good. Isn't that weird that that could rattle around like that? I don't believe that's how that is supposed to work. Oh, there's just no way. So, gotta figure that out too now. they gave us this too. So put that in here. Then I'll just snug it so I can still turn this. Put this up, put this on below. Wrong way. You guys should have noticed me doing that and said something. I just wanted to make sure I had it tight enough. Now, sorry about having that coffee maker part down there. Probably been distracting you the whole time. And then we will make sure these are snugged. Then I'll re-loosen these. Now that I've snugged this down, securely tightened it. Then put the dishwasher drain on. I think it'd be a lot better if dishwasher drains weren't corrugated like this. All that is an invitation to clog. This is another one of those flathead bolts where it's just inviting the flathead screwdriver to come out. So there you have it. I have not screwed this back down into the floor, but perhaps. There it is. Perhaps I'll time you turn it, there's nothing to really hold this particular style flathead in. All right, I think that's it. So, probably need to leave that under there for a minute while I test everything out. I'm going to pause you, and I'm gonna run down and turn the breaker on, and we'll see if it doesn't trip or just turns on. So there you go. You can see that I've even cleaned out underneath there quite a bit, and now I'm filling the sink with water so I can let it drain and see if it actually can turn the disposal on. Like no leaks. So I believe that's good. Now I'll just grab the flashlight so I can give it a little better look. And you can see that it's messed the MDF up on the bottom there. But still, brand new, changed, 38 minutes actual time. And that was even with complications. So, you guys have a great day. This is Steve. Just wanted to take you along on a project. Have a great day.